Okay, topic vocation. What does vocation mean to you? Vocation to me is more than just choosing a career. It is a deep sense of calling a purpose that connects personal interests, values, talents, and the desire to contribute to society. A vocation is something that gives meaning to work and transforms it into the source of fulfillment rather than just a come. I believe vocation involve passion, but also responsibility and commitment. It is the intersection between what we love, what we are good at, and what the world needs. How did you discover your vocation? I discovered my vocation really introduced experienced reflection and reflection and exposure to different situations. At first, I was not completely sure about my path, but over time, I realized that I felt deeply interested in understanding human behavior, emotions, and mental processes. Helping others through listening and guidance gave me a sense of purpose through so predicate that initial curiosity became a clear vocational direction. Why is vocation important in person's life? And vocation is important because it influences satisfaction, motivation, and long-term well-being for when people work in areas aligned with the vocation. They tend to feel more engaged and commitment. Without vocation, work can feel empty or exhausting. Having a vocation helps individuals face difficulties with relentless because that understand the deeper meaning behind their efforts. Can change over time? Yes, I believe vocation can evolve as people grow and gain trends, new experience, personal development, life circumstances, and new interests can reshape how we see our professional path. However, eh, core core vuelta atrás naturally indica sometimes vocation does not change completely, but it adapts or expands into new forms. 5. What role do values play in vocation? Values play a fundamental role in vocation because they guide decisions and professional behavior. For example, if someone follows a vehicle entity that might feel drawn to helping professions if someone values creativity. The my person artistic or innovative. So alignment uh, between both is essential. 6. What challenge can affect vocational decisions? Several challenges can affect vocational decisions, such as family expectations, economic pressure, social stereotypes, or fear of failure. Sometimes people choose careers based on stability rather than passion. Lack, lack of guidance and self-knowledge can also create confusion. That is why vocational orientation and reflection are important processes. Eh, how can de tu primera ocasión? No, how can someone identify their vocation? Identifying a vocation requires self-reflection, exploration, and experience. It involves asking questions like, "What activities make me feel engagement? And what problems do I core or solve? What skills do I naturally develop?" Volunteering, internships, conversation with professionals, and personality assessment can also help clarify vocational direction. Is vocation the same as talent? Not exactly. Talent refers to natural abilities or skills, while vocation includes purpose and meaning. A person may have talent in area but not feel passionate about it. Um, Vocation combines talent with motivation and personal fulfillment. Daily vocation and talent complement each other. How does vocation influence professional performance? When someone works according to their vocation, they usually show higher commitment, persistence, and satisfaction. They are more willing to continue learning and improving. Vocation can also enhance resilience during stressful situations and because the person will connect to a larger purpose beyond immediate difficulties. What advice would you give to someone who feels lost about their vocation? I would advise them to be parted and reflect. uh, what advice would you give to someone who feels lost about their vocation? I would advise them to be a patient and open to exploration. It is normal to feel uncertain, especially at a young age. They should seek They should set guidance and reflect on their interests and values and try different experience. Vocation is not always discovered instantly. Sometimes it is by step through growth and learning. Okay, Matkay, no, The Midnight Library but by Matkay. String theory. When she was younger, her dad used to stand by the side of the swimming pool, clenched jawed, his eyes darting between a stopwatch and his daughter as she tried to beat her personal best. She thought of that long gone look at judgment that often met her after a burst of effort, as she now arrived breathless and left for her afternoon shift string theory. I'm sorry, she told. Nay, in the scruffy little window box of an office, my cat died last night, and I had to bury him. Well, someone helped me bury him, but then I was left alone in my flat, and I couldn't sleep and forgot to set the alarm, and they wake up in midnight, and they had out to rush. This was This was our true, and she imagined her appearance, including make-up, free face, loose makeshift, ponytail, and the same second-hand ring corduroy pinafore dress she had worn to work all week, garnished with a general air of tired despair, would back her up. Neil looked up from his computer and leaned back in his chair. He joined his hands together and made a stipple of his index fingers, which he placed under his chin, as if he was Confucius, contemplating a deep philosophical truth about the universe rather than the voice of musical equipment shop dallying with a late employee, and there was massive Fleetwood Mac poster on the wall behind him, to the top right corner of which had come unstuck and flopped down like a puppet. Listen, Nora, I like you. There was harmless, a 50-something guitar aficionado who liked it.